Corruption has become endemic in modern politics. The pursuit of power and wealth has eclipsed the ideal of public service. This rot is evident in campaign finance practices that give undue influence to wealthy donors and corporations. These entities often expect favorable legislation or regulatory decisions in return for their contributions. Insider trading by members of Congress, who exploit non-public information for personal gain, further erodes public trust. The current system incentivizes politicians to prioritize their own interests over the needs of their constituents. The undue influence of money in politics undermines democratic principles. It creates a system where the wealthy elite have a disproportionate say in policy decisions. This comes at the expense of ordinary citizens who lack the resources to compete with powerful lobbies. Campaign finance reform efforts have proven largely ineffective. The problem is systemic. The very structure of our political system encourages a culture of corruption. Consider the revolving door between government and lobbying firms. Former officials often leverage their connections and insider knowledge to enrich themselves. This practice perpetuates a cycle of corruption. It undermines public confidence in the integrity of government institutions. The erosion of trust in our political system poses a significant threat to the future of our democracy. To combat corruption effectively, we need a radical shift in our understanding of political office. We must transition from a system driven by personal ambition and financial gain to one rooted in civic duty. Imagine a system where serving in government is seen as a form of mandatory national service, akin to jury duty. In this model, citizens would be selected by lottery to serve for a fixed term. They would be compensated fairly for their time and effort, but not extravagantly. This approach would eliminate the financial incentives that currently fuel political corruption. Individuals would no longer enter politics to enrich themselves or advance their careers. Instead, they would be motivated by a sense of civic responsibility and a desire to contribute to the common good. This shift would drastically reduce the influence of money in politics. It would create a level playing field where all citizens, regardless of wealth or social status, have an equal opportunity to serve. By framing political office as a civic duty, we can cultivate a culture of service and accountability. Elected officials would understand that their primary responsibility is to serve the public, not special interests or their own ambitions. This shift in mindset is crucial for restoring public trust in government. It would pave the way for a more ethical and effective political system. The random selection of officials, often referred to as sortition, offers a powerful tool for combating corruption. By removing the competitive nature of elections, we eliminate the need for campaign fundraising and the influence of wealthy donors. This levels the playing field and ensures that all citizens have an equal chance of serving in government. It also mitigates the risk of career politicians who prioritize staying in power above all else. The use of sortition dates back to ancient Athens and has been successfully implemented in modern jury selection processes. Applying this principle to political office could revolutionize our approach to governance. Imagine a system where a representative sample of citizens is chosen by lottery to serve in legislative bodies. This would create a truly representative government that reflects the diversity of the population. Random selection also safeguards against the dangers of gerrymandering and voter suppression, tactics used to manipulate electoral outcomes. It ensures that all voices are heard and that the composition of government reflects the will of the people, not partisan maneuvering. This approach promotes fairness and strengthens democratic principles. The two-party system, prevalent in many democracies, often exacerbates political polarization and hinders effective governance. It encourages a zero-sum mentality where one party's gain is seen as the other's loss. This adversarial approach stifles compromise and impedes progress on critical issues. A non-partisan system, where individuals are elected based on their merits and ideas, not their party affiliation. This would encourage a more diverse range of perspectives and promote a more inclusive approach to policymaking. Without the constraints of party loyalty, elected officials would be free to engage in open dialogue and seek common ground. Eliminating the two-party system would also reduce the influence of special interests. These groups often exert pressure on party leaders to advance their agendas. In a non-partisan system, elected officials would be less susceptible to such pressure. This new paradigm offers several advantages. First, it significantly reduces the influence of money in politics with no campaigning or fundraising. The financial barrier to entry is eliminated. This creates a more level playing field. It allows individuals from all walks of life to participate in government. It ensures that policy decisions are driven by the needs of the people, not the desires of wealthy donors. Second, it saves billions of dollars currently spent on political campaigns. This money can be redirected to vital public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. It can also be used to reduce the national debt. This shift in spending priorities would have a profound impact on the lives of ordinary citizens. It would create a more equitable and just society. Third, it ensures that officials are genuinely qualified and committed to public service. The random selection process combined with performance-based progression would create a system that values competence and integrity over charisma and connections. This would lead to a more effective and accountable government. It would restore public trust in our political institutions. More ethical future transitioning to a civic duty model for political service is a bold proposition. It requires a fundamental shift in our understanding of power and governance. However, it's a necessary step. If we want to create a more ethical and effective political system, this model has the potential to revolutionize our democracy. It can break the grip of money on politics. It can empower ordinary citizens to participate in government. It can foster a culture of service and accountability. The time for incremental change has passed. We need a radical overhaul of our political system. The civic duty model offers a compelling vision for a better future. It's a future where public service is valued above personal gain. It's a future where the needs of the many outweigh the desires of the few. It's a future where our democracy is truly representative of its people. This is not a utopian dream. It's a practical solution to the deep-seated problems plaguing our political system. It's time to ignite a national conversation about this transformative model. It's time to demand a political system that prioritizes the public good above all else. The future of our democracy